Welcome to Dover. This is going to be race number 13 of the All-Star Offline Racing Series. Going to get qualifying underway. This is the exact same field for the qualifying race that we had last week at Lowe's. Everyone's still trying to gain points. The top 32 in points drama really is getting heated up. Tim Hoffman, Gary Harmon, Dawson Montenegro, all three cars did not qualify for the main race last week. Lost some valuable points. Jeremiah, Dwayne, CJ Williams were able to capitalize on that, and they're now in the running to try to get into the top 32 and make the final races in the season. Tyrell Resner, the 41 car, tried to make the race, and unfortunate for him, tried to make a lot of points up. Unfortunate for him, he was involved in a crash, and he did not gain many points at all. You see, so far, Brian Lancaster has the pole. Good run for him so far. Nah, never mind. CJ Williams gets the pole. Benjamin Wallace second. Third, Tim Hoffman. Fourth, Aiden O'File. Fifth, Jeremiah Dwayne. Jeremiah Dwayne had a pretty good run last week. He was one of the drivers that was able to make their way closer to the top 32 in points. Meanwhile, that 4 of Gary Harmon back in 17th. So that's going to be hard for him to gain some positions. The high line here at Dover, not a factor, but this could be a wild race. Qualifying race and main race. So CJ Williams is going to get the pole here. Great job for him. Dawson Montenegro is in that top 10 so far. Same with Tyrell Resner. If you start on the outside line, that is a little scary because you don't know if you're going to fall all the way back through the field or if there's going to be a crash or what. There's such a narrow track here between the top of the track and the bottom. So if there is a crash, if there's a crash on the straightaway, there's not too much room really, and you could get swept up in a crash pretty quick. I don't think we'll have a crash in the qualifying race, but you never know. This series has been really unpredictable, so we'll see what happens. Finishing up the qualifying, and then we will start the race. 20 laps for the qualifying race, just like it was last week at Lowe's. 100 laps for the main race. CJ Williams on his hunt to get to the top 32 in points, and with a pole position in this race, that could really help him. Alright.
Drivers, to your car.
So let's see here. You have the 16 of CJ Williams, the pole sitter. 27, Benjamin Wallace, second. Third is Tim Hoffman. Did not make the race last week. Starting third, that's a pretty good sign that he might be in the main race. Fourth, Aiden O'File. Fifth is that yellow 00 car, Jeremiah Dwayne. 41 of Tyrell Resner. The 43, Dawson Montenegro, and the 33 of Sheila Harmon. The 50 and the 188 Racer X. The 188 almost won the Coca-Cola 600 last week. Finished second. Great finish for him. You have the 148 Brian Lancaster, the 66 of Darwish Jr. There we go. The 09 Evan McCollum had a great run last week. 91 Logan Gentry, pretty good run. The 20 of Yale Carrillo led a good bit of laps, almost led the most laps. I think he led 33 or so laps at the Coca-Cola 600. Thought he was going to be one of the contenders to win, but pit strategy kind of messed him up. 60 of Colton Harmon and the 4 of Gary Harmon round out the field. Let's skip some of this a little bit so we can get right to the green flag.
Drivers, start your engines.
Alright, the field now going under caution flag. Well, not caution, but pace laps. Gonna get the green flag here in a second. '16 CJ Williams trying to get to the top 32 in points. The 43 Dawson Montenegro falling out of the top 32. Green flag in the air. CJ Williams will lead the field to the green. Look at Tim Hoffman already trying to get underneath that 27. He's going to take second place away. He missed the race last week. Not too happy about that. And that unfortunately happens. Tim Hoffman going to possibly even take the lead away from CJ Williams. They're still single file. The 27 has fallen back pretty far already. Dawson Montenegro up to 4th. Aiden O'File falling back. Sheila Harmon falling back. Evan McCollum going to fall back. Like we said, if you're on that outside line, that is the dreaded high line, and you do not want to be stuck up there. Looks like Aiden is going to fall back in line now. Yel Carrillo back here. Gary Harmon made a lot of positions up early on. That 20 car, Yel Carrillo, the final transfer spot. Gary Harmon right behind them. Tim Hoffman now falling back a little bit up near the front of the field. Yeah, he is. Wow, him and Benjamin Wallace both falling back. Tim was in second, and he is back to, what, 5th place now? Battle for the lead. Jeremiah Dwayne gets the lead away from CJ Williams. CJ is going to fall back a good bit, possibly to 3rd or 4th. Look at Cody Rhodes. That 50 car did not make the race last week. Let's see how slow that. He was really slow in that turn. That outside line, not a good place to be. Look at Darwish Jr. now. Man, there's a lot of racing everywhere. Oh, Colton Harmon and Aiden O'File almost hit each other. Aiden was the final transfer spot. Now he loses that, I think. Gary Harmon making his way up through the field. I was going to say him, Tim Hoffman, and Dawson Montenegro have something to prove today. They don't want to miss another race. Right now, the 60 of Colton Harmon is in 10th. I will forfeit that position. So right now, as they run, the number 1 car is the final transfer position. Darwish Jr. is in 12th place, trying to take position away from Aiden. You see Tim Hoffman, Evan McCollum, Racer X, Sheila Harmon. They have all fallen back pretty far. Right now, they're not anywhere near the transfer spots, so unfortunate for them. A lot of racing up here. Look at CJ Williams, the 16 is going to fall back. Yel Carrillo on the inside. Tyrell Resner, the 41, moving up through the field. Not Tyrell. CJ Williams has fallen back. He actually might not make the race. He might be out of a transfer position. Look at Aiden O'File. Darwish Jr. and Logan Gentry are going to try to pass him now. 3 wide almost. Logan hits the 16. That is so unfortunate because that 16 car had a really good run. He started first. Oh, almost made some contact with the 188. It's almost like a completely different top 10 now from last week in the qualifying race. This is why I had mentioned last week at Lowe's about possibly ending this series early, so we won't have any more qualifying races. We can just have all 40 drivers go to the race, compete for the win. And right now, qualifying races are really messing up a lot of stuff. We've seen a lot of cool racing, a lot of action. Look at that, Tim Hoffman, CJ Williams. CJ, that's number 16 car, started first. Hoffman started third. They're running 16th and 17th now. Single file for the most part everywhere else. Right now the 66, actually no. Right now the 148 is the final car in the transfer position because of the number 60 car. 60 is in 8th place. He just does the qualifying races right now, does not do the main races, not until next season. Evan McCollum going to fall back some positions. We're a little over halfway through this race already. Darwish Jr., Aiden O'File last week missed the race. Gary Harmon missed the race. Cody Rhodes missed the race. Dawson Montenegro missed the race. And they're all in this race right now, in the main race. 3 cars now battling for the lead. Jeremiah Dwayne has the race lead currently. Dawson Montenegro right behind him. Cody Rhodes behind them. Dawson, I thought he was going to look for the race lead, but nope, he still stays behind that 00 car. Tim Hoffman, CJ Williams still pretty far back. Still single file back here. Brian Lancaster, that 148, has the final transfer spot. This is kind of like a high-speed Martinsville race. The reason I say that is if you get on that outside line, you're going to drop pretty fast. That's how it is at Martinsville. If you are on that top line, you are going to fall back. So 5 more laps to go here at Dover in the qualifying race. I think we basically, if we don't have a caution, we pretty much know who is going to finish where. Or at least who's going to make it into the race. That 00 Jeremiah Dwayne won at Martinsville earlier this season. Won the main race at Martinsville. Still in the qualifying races, unfortunately. Look at this, Tyrell Resner getting passed by Gary Harmon. Luckily, there's not a lot of cars in line behind them. He will fall back to 8th place, possibly, maybe 9th. I think 8th. He's going to fall back in line in front of Aiden O'File. Darvish Jr.'s 10th. 11th is the 148 of Brian Lancaster. Logan Gentry trying to take a position away. This is for the final transfer spot. Logan is going to take it now. Brian's going to fall back at least 2 positions. Here comes Evan McCollum and Sheila Harmon. Evan McCollum is going to pass Brian, and Sheila's going to follow suit. Sheila almost made contact with Evan. Oh, they might make contact here even. No, they don't. Wow. That's some pretty crazy, intense racing. So a lot of drivers that were not in the race last week are going to be in the race this week. I think, was there? Oh, I thought there was a caution. So Jeremiah Dwayne taking the white flag in the qualifying race here at Dover. 20 laps has been kind of eventful. It's been kind of, well, single file for the most part. We'll follow back with some of these cars later on. Dawson's not able to pass Jeremiah. Jeremiah gonna win this qualifying race. Look back at the 66 of Darvish Jr. 10th place. Logan Gentry gonna be 11th. The 60 car not in this race, so the 91 is going to be the final transfer position. See that 188 Racer X, 2nd place last week, not in the main race this week. Evan McCollum's going to miss this race. Sheila Harmon going to miss the main race again. Brian Lancaster not in it. CJ Williams not in the race, and same with Tim Hoffman. Unfortunate day for some of those drivers. Qualifying race was underway. It's over with. Jeremiah Dwayne will get the win. Dawson Montenegro, Cody Rhodes, Benjamin Walsh, Yale Carrillo, Gary Harmon, Tyrell Resner, Aiden O'File, Darvish Jr., and Logan Gentry are your cars that are qualifying into the main race. Going to be an interesting race, that's for sure. 4 cars are in this race that were not in the race last week, so going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. We will have the main race in a second. Welcome back, everybody, to Dover. Going to start qualifying and get this race underway. So, if you did not know, actually, I think I already said this earlier. Never mind. I'll just say it again, whatever. So, next month, October, we are going to have a special race. It's an offline race. It is a just a special event, a Halloween race. So, I'm going to post a sign-up video here. Like I said, it's just one race. It's not a series. But, it's going to be 40 cars that are involved with it. Going to be on an online server. That way I can throw cautions if needed. And then we are going to run the race. I might have prizes for the top 3 or for the winner. Haven't decided that yet. Have to figure out prizes and such, so we'll see how that works out. But gonna be a fun race. I'm hoping that it gets some more people involved with the next offline season that we do. I'm gonna be posting it on Sim Racing Design and posting it here on YouTube, so it's probably gonna fill up pretty quick. But it is gonna be broadcasted live. It's gonna be live streamed on Twitch, so you can watch it as it happens, and then you can also watch the highlight video if you want here on YouTube. Should be a fun race. Got a couple tracks that I'm deciding on, trying to figure out which track I want to use, and I think I know which one I am going to use, just because it is a fun track to watch. So it looks like the 50 of Cody Rhodes is going to get the pole here at Richmond. What am I talking about? Here at Dover. Axel 0, second, Aiden O'File, third, fourth, Gavin Jones, fifth, Gary Harmon, Clint Spillman, Benjamin Wallace, Racer X, Tina Livingston, Tim Zimmer, rounding out the top 10. See the points leader back in 12th. Stephen Pollard, 18th, the points contender, 19th, Skylar Rocha. Very interesting. See what happens, see what this race has in store for us. Could be a wild race, could be a pretty boring race too. So we're waiting for the final 20 seconds, and we will begin the running order of the race. So Cody Rhodes at number 50 car, pretty far back in points. He joined the series pretty late, so he right now is just kind of racing for fun. He actually was him and Logan York, or not Logan York, him and Logan Gentry, the final two cars that joined this series, and I went ahead and closed the series after they signed up. So starting lineup, we've got the 50 of Cody Rhodes, the 99 Axel 0. Axel in that 99, very strong at Daytona at the beginning of the year. Aiden O'File was leading the race at Bristol, 20 laps to go under caution. Had a mechanical failure, ended up retiring from the race, so he's looking for redemption, starting third. Gavin Jones, Gary Harmon, Clint Spillman, 97, 4, and the 8. They are wanting good runs. Benjamin Wallace he's had a couple good runs. Texas, he had a mechanical issue that took him out of the race really early after he was leading the race, actually. The 188 of Racer X finished second last week. Number 17 of Livingston, 45 Tim Zimmer. Two of our points contenders. The 91 Logan Gentry, the 14 Sarah Rocha. You have the 18 of Kagan Polshiner, the 90 Jacob Johnson. They need good runs. Jacob is near that top 32 cutoff. Kagan just hasn't really put any good results up, so he wants a good finish. 43 Dawson Montenegro, outside of the top 32, had to qualify his way into this race. He obviously needs a good finish. The 30 of Ron Jackson, runner-up at Talladega in California. California we had our photo finished, closest finished of the season. The 9 of Bruce Zero, the 80 of Stephen Pollard, a points contender, up near the front. We have the 81 of Skylar Rocha, the 04 John Book. Skylar in that 81 car is a points contender. The 48 Ryan Benjamin wants a good finish, starting kind of halfway through the field. Alex Bruno, the 0, great run last week at Lowe's. The 37 Cesar Ramirez, he's been pretty strong as of late. Got himself into the top 32 in points. So right now he is safe, but he wants a good finish as well. The 29 Jacob Britt. The 42 Hugo Jimenez. The 6 Simon Zarnato coming into this race second in points, starting kind of deep in the field. The 74 Logan York. The 17 Alexander Jones. Two more points contenders that are starting pretty far back here. 15 of Hunter Blade. The 21 Robbie Bannister. Robbie won at Talladega. The 88 Josh Hardiman. He needs a good run, and he starts back here in the field. The 00 Jeremiah Dwayne, outside of the top 32 in points, but he did win at Martinsville. The 66 Darvish Jr., the 38 of Sean Howe. We've got the 24 Pablo West, who won at Texas. The 32 Brett Taylor is in the top 10 in points, starting really deep in the field. The 25 Felix Boucher, another points contender, starting deep in the field. The 41 Tyrell Resner won at California. He is another driver outside of the top 32 in points that has a victory. The 12 of Sam Oskin, the Daytona 500 winner. The 20 of Yale Carrillo, strong run last week. The 2 of Tim Brannigan, the 5 of Damian Singletary. And that is your starting lineup.
Drivers, start your engines!
So the 50 Cody Rhodes is going to lead the field to the green flag here in just a few moments. 100 laps is the distance here at Dover. You want to have a really good qualifying run. You want to be up near the front. You never know if there's going to be any cautions or not. And sometimes if there's a caution, depending on where it is on the track, it can block the entire track. So that's why you want to have a good qualifying run. You want to be ahead of all of that mess that happens, that could possibly happen behind you. So the field, 42 cars exiting turn 4. The 50 of Cody Rhodes gets the green flag. And look at the 1 of Aiden Ofa. He gets a pretty good run as well. He is going to go right to second place. Axel Zero going to lose second. He is on the outside line. That's the other thing. You don't want to be on this outside line, especially not on a restart or a start. A lot of action happening really far back in the field. Look at Aiden Ofa, the number 1. He is right on the back bumper of that 50 of Cody Rhodes. Car's making around 1 lap. Green flag in the air still. Cody Rhodes is going to try to hold off the 1 of Aiden Ofa. Aiden wants to try to battle for the lead early on in this race. Axel Zero right there as well, 3rd place. 4th place, Gary Harmon kind of falling back. Not really falling back, but a little further back. Gavin Jones going to lose his 5th place position. He is on the outside. He is losing spots. Let's try. Oh, wait, we have a caution somewhere. Oh, the 41, Tyrell Resner. He was involved in some crash. The 9 of Bruzier is on pit road. And look at that. Oh, no, never mind. I thought there was a lead change. So Tyrell Resner, caution flag number 1 already out. I don't know what happened to that 9 car, but the 9 is on pit road. There's a huge group of cars back here. Make sure they can slow down and not wreck into each other under caution. The 24 and the 17 they were tapping each other and bumping into each other there in the turn. That is a mess of cars. So let's look at the 45 and the 14. The 45 back to 12th. The 14 back to 18th. They both started on the outside line. Well, nobody's going to come down pit road, so let's go back. Let's check out what happened to Tyrell. Tyrell's been pretty impressive this season, obviously. Oh, wow, he hit that wall hard. He was running the last 2 cars. Robbie Bannister hit him and ooh, really hard into that wall. Let's look at the 9 of Bruzier. Did he just, I guess, come down pit road? Or oh, he had smoke out of the back of his car. Something happening on the start of this race. I didn't even see that. Mechanical failure early on for the 9. He is in this race. Multiple laps down, though, I think. Yeah, 3 laps down for him. See if that 41 of Tyrell Resner can get back in this race. A lot of damage to that car, so I'm not sure about that. So caution flag number 1 happening pretty early here at Dover. The 50 of Cody Rhodes still the race leader. The 41 Tyrell Resner is out of the race. Unfortunate for him. He had that victory at California, but out of the race. That's going to hurt him in the points. So Robbie Bannister getting into the 41 of Tyrell Resner. That sends him around into the inside wall. And that was a pretty hard hit. So we await the one to go from the pace car, and then we will get this race back underway. A lot of these drivers, especially drivers that were on the outside line, they are very happy to have that caution so they can restart single file. Of course, restarting single file means that you're further away from the race leader, but you don't have to fight to get to the inside unless somebody passes you. So the 50, Cody Rhodes, is the race leader. Nobody in this top 10 has won a race yet. Aiden Nofile has won a non-points race, but other than that, nobody in the top 10 has won a race. I think Logan Gentry has won a qualifying race as well, if I remember correctly. Then you have Skylar Roach in 11th place. He has a victory at Bristol. Aiden Nofile says that should have been my win. I was the race leader, and yeah, he thought that race was taken away from him. So the 9 of Brew Zero on the inside, 3 laps down. I don't know if he's really slow. We're going to have to watch his car on the restart, see if he stacks the field up, or if he will be fast enough to where he can stay with these race leaders. Maybe even get a lap or so back. If he can beat that 50 car to the first turn, he might have a good shot at getting one of his 3 laps back. 100 laps though, that's not a really long race, a little under an hour usually, and that's not enough time, I don't think, to get 3 laps back. Anything could happen though. So the 50 of Cody Rhodes going to lead the field back down to the green flag. Green flag in the air. And that 9 car is definitely not going to beat him back to the line, or back into the first turn. Look at this, they're fanning out. Everyone trying to pass the 9 of Brew Zero on the inside now. He is holding these cars up. Meanwhile, the 50 Cody Rhodes taking well, he is the leader. I was going to say taking the lead, but he is the race leader, so never mind. Oh, the 90 Jacob Johnson into the 9, possibly? Oh, there's a crash off of turn number 4. Big crash. Maybe not. Cesar Ramirez involved, though. The 9 of Brew Zero. That did throw the caution flag out. I think the 5, Damian Singletary, the 9, the 74 into the wall hard. Major chase or race implications. The 00, the 5, the 37. Logan York. Unfortunate day. The 9 of Brew Zero. Hard crash for him. The 74 of Logan York. One of the points contenders. You see him there. He has a ton of damage. I think his race is probably going to be done. Major crash on the restart. That was coming off of turn number 4. Looks like a couple cars might come down pit road. It looks like the 45 of Tim Zimmer is thinking about pitting. 45, I think the 188, and a lot of people now back here are going to come down pit road. A lot of cars staying out. Jeremiah Dwayne in pit road. Obviously, the cars involved with the crash are going to come down pit road. Jeremiah Dwayne gets his car fixed. So Skylar Rocha, 10th place. Top 10 cars did not pit. Let's go back. See what exactly happened with the 9 of Brew Zero. We were watching him because these slow cars seem to slow the field down. That was just a huge chain reaction crash. Whoops, that's Clint Spillman, not Brew Zero. There we go. So, you see, the 90 is into him. He hit Tim Zimmer. I thought Tim was going to go around and bruise up into the wall hard. 37, Cesar Ramirez, hard into the wall as well. And then the second part of this crash was with this 5 car of Damian Singletary, the 74 of Logan York. See, they're wrecking down there. They're 2-3 wide. They are everywhere here. Damian Singletary, actually, he spins out. I guess he hit the wall or something. Yale Carrillo also wrecks. Logan York, Jeremiah Dwayne, they had really hard crashes as well. A lot of cars on the apron. I don't know if they checked up or what. Jacob Britt spun around. He was in the wall. You see Jeremiah Dwayne getting a piece of that wreck. Pretty sure Logan York's day, yeah, it is done. Unfortunate for Logan. He was a points contender, now out of this race. So we know the 81 car stayed out on the track. 45 of Tim Zimmer will come out in 11th place. Tim is the first car that did not come down pit road. Looks like Jeremiah Dwayne, Sam Oskin, Damian Singletary, and Bruce Zero are a lap down. Jeremiah Dwayne, that 00, has a lot of damage to his car. Cody Rhodes still the race leader. Damian Singletary in pit road still. He was involved in that crash. He might be out of the race. Bruce Zero is out of the race. Logan York will finish 40th. He was a points contender. Like we said, that is going to kill him in the points. I'm sure that 5 car is out of the race as well. Heavy damage to his car. So we have one more lap to go until the green flag. We know that 00 car, Jeremiah Dwayne, is in this race. He's going to be starting beside that 50 car. He's got heavy damage. The 5 is still in pit road. Oh, no, the 5 just retired, I think. And Damian Singletary, Sam Oskin retired. He must have had some kind of crash, maybe on pit road or something, but he's out of the race. Damian Singletary out of the race. Ay, ay, ay. A lot of stuff happening early on here. Now another restart with another damaged car. You can clearly see the damage on that 00 car. His hood is raised up. The right side of his car is a little mangled. How slow is he going to be? Everyone came down pit road. I don't think they can make it on fuel the rest of... Well, not everyone, but 11th place on back came down pit road. I don't think they can make it on fuel. These top 10 cars, I think, are pretty smart. I think they know there's going to be some wrecking happening, and if they can all get past this 00 car, they might be in good shape if a wreck happens. So we're going to follow the 00 Jeremiah Dwayne. Only Cody Rhodes able to clear him into turn number 1. Aiden O'Foul trying to clear him. Jeremiah's on the bottom there. I think Aiden might be able to clear him, maybe not. Axel Zero on the outside, almost got into the side of the 00. Jeremiah Dwayne actually up to speed, despite being damaged. That 1 car, Aiden O'Foul, cannot get by him. So that's going to give Cody Rhodes a huge lead in this race. Everybody trying to make it past that 00 Jeremiah Dwayne. 45 Tim Zimmer, the 24 Pablo West, they've got fresh tires. But we really haven't had a lot of laps in this race, so I don't really think that's going to help them too much. 3 wide right in front of them. Aiden O'Foul does get by that 00. Jeremiah Dwayne, Clint Spillman around. Simon Zarnato, I think, spun him out. And that is a caution flag. Clint hit the wall, so he has damage on his car. Oh, there's another crash. Who is that? Josh Hardiman. Jacob Britton, the 30 of Ron Jackson. Josh Hardiman hardened the wall. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Another caution already again in this race. Unfortunate for Josh Hardiman. I think his day is probably done. You see that damage on his car? A lot of damage there. Now everybody coming down pit road. Even the cars that came down earlier in pit road. My gosh, this has been a crazy race so far. We're not even 20 laps in. Have to see what happened there to Clint Spillman, and they wrecked off of turn 4 in that same lap. Then also, Josh Hardiman, Jacob Britt, and Ron Jackson were involved. The 32, the 20, and the 29 stay out. I think they're all in the lead lap, so I don't know what's going on there. That 45, Tim Zimmer, he is going to make it out first. I think he just took fuel only because they just took tires. Racer X, John Book, Ryan Benjamin, Dawson Montenegro. A lot of these cars are coming out of pit road with just fuel only. That 50 of Cody Rhodes was the race leader. He is going to lose a lot of ground. See that 14 Sarah Rocha, she lost a lot of positions as well. She was further up in the field than what she is now. So, new race leader, the 45, or no, I'm sorry, the 32 is going to be the race leader, Brett Taylor. Let's go back. Let's look at the number 8, Clint Spillman, his crash. He was right behind the points leader. Oh, him and Hugo Jimenez made contact there. And then Simon Zarnato right into him and spins him out. He does hit the wall a little bit. We look at the 29 and the 88. They were almost 3 wide. Jacob Britt just into Josh. And, ooh, Josh, a very hard crash. So, unfortunate race for a lot of drivers early on here. Jacob Johnson down low. I don't know if he has some damage to his car. Just on the side. So Tim Zimmer, the 45, came down pit road. The top 3 stay out. That 29 was involved in that one crash that we just showed you, and he is staying on the track. He has damage, and he is in 3rd place. Josh Hardiman retires from the race. 35 cars on the lead lap. 36 are in this race. Points leader is back in 27th. 2nd place in points back in 31st. 50 of Cody Rhodes was leading the race. He's back in 24th. The 32 of Brett Taylor now, the race leader here at Dover. A lot of action happening early on here. A lot of crashing. Seeing a lot of stuff here. One more lap to go and we will start this race again. We will get the green flag back underway here. 32 of Brett Taylor, he wants a win. Right now he is doing, well, if he finishes where he is, he's going to have a great points day. We will see what happens next. So the 32, Brett Taylor, leading the field to the green flag. We are back underway here at Dover. And he might not clear that 0-0, Jeremiah Dwayne. See if he can get a good run off of the turn, but that 0-0, despite being damaged, is actually pretty quick. Brett Taylor not able to clear the 0-0. Now Jeremiah Dwayne in front of the leaders. He will, for now at least, be on the lead lap. If we get a caution, he'll be on the lead lap. He'll be okay, and he'll get his lap back. Brett Taylor falls right back in line behind the 0-0 now. That damaged 29 right behind him in 2nd place. Jacob Britt, 2nd place, involved in one of those crashes. Look at the 45, Tim Zimmer, trying to make his way through the field. Trying to get past that 188 car. He's in 4th place. 188 is up there in 3rd. And they're slowing down. I think we have a caution somewhere. Oh, Skylar Roach of the 81. So he was in a crash, and there's a crash under caution. There's a big stack up back here. Doesn't look like anyone has damage. I think a couple cars might have just got together trying to figure out who's in what position. So now you see Brett Taylor, Jacob Britt pitting. The 188 is going to be the race leader now. The 0-0, Jeremiah Dwayne pitting, so he will lose his lap. And look who is in 2nd. Tim Brannigan, that number 2 car. Second place, Tina Livingston. Third. Fourth, Alex Bruno. Fifth, John Book. Felix Boucher, 7th place. The 50, Cody Rhodes, back up in this race, or in contention. He's 13th. Points leaders, 14th place. So Skylar Rocha getting repairs done to his car. Brett Taylor, first car off of pit road. Let's go back and show you what happened to Skylar under this caution. He was running back here behind Sean Howell and Cody Rhodes, and I think, again, they just ran out of room. Sean Howell spun Skylar out, almost collected that 50 car. Skylar, a huge hit to that wall. Let's go and show you, there was a stack up somewhere up here. I think, I don't know if it was up here. It was somewhere around here, I think. There was a spin out or something under caution. Oh! Pablo West and Benjamin Wallace. They hit the wall pretty hard. They were just trying to check up, and Pablo right down into Benjamin. That's going to hurt them both. It's not going to take them out of the race, but a lot of damage to their cars. Clint Spillman, Skylar Rocha's back in this race. So now we have two cars that are lapped down. Jeremiah Dwayne, Skylar Rocha. And that usually just means it's going to be a crazy restart. Let's look at the top 10. Racer X, that 188 car, finished second last week in Lowe's. He's in almost last in points. Him and that 148 car battling each other for the points, or battling each other for position. But they are so far back, and they've missed so many of the main races. They're not going to be able to get to the top 32 in points. Doesn't matter where they finish, but he's having good runs right now recently. The two of Tim Brannigan having a really good run, a quarter of the way through this race, running second. He is hoping he can stay up where he is or even get the lead. Tina Livingston, third. She's a points contender. Alex Bruno, he's fourth. Fifth, John Book, that's the 04. Having a pretty good day. Logan Gentry as well. Felix Boucher, 7th place in the race. He is top 10 in points. Axel Zero having a great run in 8th place. Gary Harmon, 9th place. That's the number 4 car. Trying to get to the top 32 in points. Hugo Jimenez in 10th. He's trying to stay in the top 32. Right now he's doing a great job of that. Sean Howell in 11th. Having a great run. Cody Rhodes, 12th. Started on the pole. 13th, Sarah Rocha, points leader. 14th, Cesar Ramirez, damaged, and in 14th. That's crazy. 15th, Darvish Jr., 16th, Simon Zarnato. Oh no. Simon Zarnato on the apron. I think he might have a tire down. I feel like we just jinxed him. He was running 16th. That's second place in points. So an issue with his car. We're going to go up here with the 81 car and see if he is slow on the restart. Unfortunate for Simon Zarnato. Green flag in the air. Alex Bruno jumped out of line for a second. Look at John Book, Logan Gentry, and Felix Boucher getting past that 0 car. Skylar Roach really slow on this restart. Jeremiah Dwayne gets past Tim Brannigan. Whoa, there's almost a crash. Oh, they're 3 wide going into the turn. Skylar and John Book hit each other. That was almost a massive crash. There's still 3 wide back here. Skylar holding up some of these cars. Now the cars are going to get below him. Meanwhile, let's go up front here. Jeremiah Dwayne got out in front of Tim Brannigan again. Jeremiah has a pretty fast car, even though it's damaged. Sarah Roach now to the outside. Alex Bruno, that 0 car, losing a lot of positions in the back. Oh my gosh, they're running so close to each other. Brett Taylor really far back in that 32 car. That 04 John Book holding up that 99 car on the outside. We thought Skylar Roach was going to be pretty slow. I think his car is slow, but right now, in front of Gary Harmon, that number 4 car. The top 5 cars have made it past these damaged cars. Further back here, a lot of racing, really close to each other. One wrong move and it'll send multiple cars into the wall and probably out of the race. One thing we haven't seen yet is a wreck in turn 4 onto the backstretch. Usually it causes a massive pile up. 99, the 14, the 04, they are falling back very fast. And meanwhile, we had a battle for the lead. Missed that because we're seeing all the action back here. Tina Livingston takes the lead from Tim Brannigan. And actually, the 188 falls back to third. See Jeremiah Dwayne, the 00 on the lead lap. The 6 of Simons Arnaudo is, I think, a lap down. Yeah, the 6 is 1 lap down right now. Tina Livingston trying to put him 2 laps down. Tim Brannigan still running second. See Jeremiah Dwayne pulling away from these race leaders. Look at back here in the back of the field. Tim Zimmer, the 45, a points contender, falling really far back. Pablo West is far back in this field. Hugo Jimenez restarted 10th. He is way back. What happened with him? Hugo Jimenez is back to 27th. He lost 17 positions on that restart. 14, Sarah Rocha was up near the front. She is falling back. John Book as well. Skylar Rocha into the wall. Gary Harmon. Feeler. Oh my gosh, a big crash. Is it going to take the points leader? No. Gary Harmon upside down. Aiden Nofile. Clint Spillman. Benjamin Wallace upside down. A huge crash. Ryan Benjamin. Oh, Tim Zimmer. He got a lot of damage in his car. A lot of cars involved in that crash. And somehow the points leader missed that crash. That could have been catastrophic to her points championship. Tim Zimmer, a lot of damage on his race car. Cesar Ramirez, he had damage already. He missed the wreck, I think. Hugo Jimenez involved. Jeremiah Dwayne, Simons Arnaudo. Jeremiah Dwayne, that 00 car, will get his lap back. Cody Rhodes, damaged. Aiden Nofile, Gary Harmon, Clint Spillman, Benjamin Wallace, Skylar Rocha. Ryan Benjamin involved. No one comes down pit road. That was a huge crash. Oh, Tim Brannigan is the race leader. He took the lead away from Tina Livingston. Let's go back. Let's watch that. That was crazy. Skylar Rocha, I think his day is done. I don't even see his car on the track right now. Let's go back. Let's watch. See what happened. Gary Harmon, I think, spun Skylar out. Gary got right into the back of Skylar. It put him down into the 27. 27, Benjamin Wallace upside down on top of Skylar's car. My gosh. Let's look at the, I don't know, the 4 of Gary Harmon. He had a massive crash as well. I think he was upside down. Clint Spillman upside down. So coming out of the turn, hit Skylar. Benjamin Wall, or he went up, hit the wall. John Book, Aiden Nofile involved. They go up the track. Clint Spillman, Cody Rhodes hard into the wall. Gary barrel rolling down the track. Ryan Benjamin involved. What happened with him? After this part of the crash, Hugo Jimenez, Cesar Ramirez. Ooh. Pretty sure Ryan Benjamin's day is done. Let's look at one car that made it through that crash somehow. A lot of cars damaged from that wreck. Let's watch on board the 14, Sarah Rocha, points leader. It made right in front of her. The track basically blocked. Everywhere blocked. And you see a massive crash starting there. My God. The 45, Tim Zimmer, he also was involved somehow. He is a points contender. I don't know where he's at on the or where he was on the track. Right behind Ryan Benjamin. He made contact with Ryan. That was before the crash even started. See cars upside down and a big crash into turn 3 into Hugo Jimenez hard. So see if he is out on the track. Tim Zimmer is out. He is back out on the track. Look here, Gary Harmon has made it back out on the track. Cody Rhodes is back in the race. Benjamin Wallace, Clint Spillman, Tim Zimmer, Hugo Jimenez, Cesar Ramirez, they're back in this race. One lap to go until green flag. See Aiden Nofile Ryan Benjamin, Skylar Rocha out of the race now. 5 cars a lap down or more. I feel like this is going to be a crazy restart. I don't even know who we should watch. Let's just go on board with this number 1 of Gary Harmon. We're not even halfway through with this race yet, and a lot of action happening. Tim Zimmer, unfortunately, back in 28th. Luckily, there's 5 cars that are a lap down. Sarah Rocha, 19th place. Some cars having good points days. The 7th place driver of Stephen Pollard, that number 80 car. 8th place is the number 17 of Alexander Jones. The 7 of Tina Livingston, and 2nd. Tim Brannigan is 1st. Tim is going to lead the field back to the green. We're watching some of these cars back here because it's going to be a wild restart. There's a lot of cars damaged and off the pace. Green flag back in the air. Can Tim Brannigan clear that 6 car? I don't think he can. Go up here real quick. He cannot clear him. Look at Clint Spillman and Simon Zarnata trying to get their laps back. And now the 188 car underneath the 7, underneath the 2. The 188 might go back to the race lead. Back here, there's a huge stack up of cars exiting turn 4. If they get into each other and cause another crash, it's going to be massive. Oh, the 27 up into the wall. Sarah Rocha was involved as well. No caution. Somehow they did not wreck, but a huge stack up back here now. Gavin Jones, Tim Zimmer, a lot of these drivers back here. Oy, this could be bad. 188 of Racer X is the race leader now. Oh, Tim Brannigan almost spun out. Felix Boucher into the back of him. Tim fell back a little bit after that restart. Stephen Pollard trying to take position away from Tina Livingston. He's in the top 5, trying to take 4th place away from her. Darwish Jr. 3rd. Flicker Logan Gentry 2nd, and Racer X 1st. Simon Zarnata on the tail end of the lead lap. Back here, the 43 and 27. The 27 goes around hard into the wall. No caution. No caution out for him. Benjamin Wallace. Hard crash by him. Gavin Jones trying to take a position from Kagan Polshiner. Cars back here racing with each other. So yeah, no caution from that. I'm very surprised to see that. Fortunate for Benjamin Wallace. He got back in this race, and that was a really hard crash. I think his race is done. So Logan Gentry now trying to take the lead away from the 188 car. He might be able to do that. 27 is on pit road, seeing if they can repair the car. Logan Gentry right on the back bumper of Racer X. Battle for the lead, Darwish Jr., Stephen Pollard. They're starting to catch these 2 cars that are battling for position. Benjamin Wall still on pit road. Gary Harmon gets passed by the rest of the lead pack. Now everybody's single file. Tim Zimmer trying to do something with his car. Tim, I don't even know, where is he at? He's actually in 19th place, not running too terrible right now. See the 14th Sarah Rocha almost involved in a crash on the restart. She's able to start passing cars, and she is up near the top 10. Big battle for the lead happening right now. The 27 car did retire from the race. That 6 car that's in front there, he is on the tail end of the lead lap. He wants a caution. If he gets a caution, he'll be back on the lead lap, and he'll be able to race with everybody on the restart. Meanwhile, there's a couple cars here trying to pass each other for position. That number 80, Stephen Pollard, is in 4th. He is the highest running points contender right now, trying to take 3rd away from Darwish Jr. Maybe not yet. Or, yeah, that would have been 3rd. The 188 car, the race leader, that's Racer X, Logan Gentry, that orange 91. Darvish Jr., the black 66, and Stephen Pollard, the purple number 80. That's the top four. Tina Livingston at number 7, she's back in 5th. Tim Brannigan fell back to 6th. Felix Boucher back to 7th. And now here goes Darvish Jr. past the 91. Here comes the 80 past the 91 as well. Darvish Jr. up to 2nd place in this race. Stephen Pollard going to be up to 3rd. This might allow Tina Livingston to catch these drivers as well and pass the 91. I don't think she's close enough, though, to get a run and get underneath of that car. Maybe. Yeah, she is. So Tina Livingston going to move up to 4th place. That's going to move the 91 back to 5th. Looking back here, Gary Harmon all by himself. These cars exiting turn 2. He is exiting turn 4. Dawson Montenegro has caught the 24 of Pablo West. Pablo has some damage from that stack up under caution. Tim Zimmer has fallen back to 26th. Oh, Jeremiah Dwayne in the back of the 04, and they are spinning and crashing on the front stretch. And again, the caution flag not out. Are you serious? Oh, there it goes. I don't think there's another crash on the track. I was going to say, are you serious? 2 crashes in a row and no cautions? So caution out. John Book, heavy contact on his car. Oh, there's a crash. Racer X and Darvish Jr. That was 1st and 2nd. Oh, Jacob Johnson into the back of the 188. The 188 hard into the wall. Oh, the 50 into the 188 as well. More drama here at Dover. Holy moly. .50 of Cody Rhodes, heavy damage on his car. So I think the race leader is that number 80 now, Stephen Pollard. See the 6 of Simon Zarnato in pit road. I think he's going to go a lap down then, or be on the tail end of the lead lap. Oh my gosh, this is too much. Over halfway in this race, we have had so many cautions, so many cars out of the race. Let's look and see who is first off of pit road. The 6 of Simon Zarnato is going to be first off of pit road, but he is on the tail end of the lead lap. Looks like Stephen Pollard going to be the first car out of pit road. Tina Livingston 2nd, 3rd Logan Gentry. 4th is going to be Tim Brannigan. 5th Sean Howe, 6th Axel Zierer, and everybody else. Crazy stuff happening here. So, yeah, let's go back and look at the 04, John Book. I believe his day is going to be done just over halfway through this race. Every time we go back and look at some of these cars that are further back here in the field, there's always a crash or something that happens. So you see Jeremiah Dwayne hit John Book. Jeremiah hard into the wall as well. John Book went up on the racing surface, and that's what caused the caution flag. And then let's watch the 188 and the 66, because they came into turn 1 and they wrecked each other. Oh, Darvish Jr. into the back of 188. And he just spun right around. It almost looked like, I don't know if he was pushing him into the turn, but oh, right there, then Jacob Johnson hit the 188, and that causes more damage. The 50 also hard into him. Darvish Jr. again involved. Watch from another view here. Both cars should be able to continue their race, but watch this. Watch how he spins out. He just barely tapped him. He goes right around. He would have been okay until right here. Jacob Johnson looked like he tried to stop and did not stop. So the 188 car tail end of the field. So the 8, the 4, and the 50 are a lap down. Stephen Pollard is the race leader here. That 6 car on the tail end of the field. The 99 Axel Zierer coming back down pit road. Something happening with his car. Possibly a tire or something down. just over halfway. What is going to happen next? We have a lot of cars out of the race. 31 cars are left in this race. 4 cars a lap down or more. The 8, the 4, the 50, and oh yeah, the 188 now. The 188, the 4th car in line on the bottom, was the race leader during the caution. Him and the 66 car, they wrecked and caused a lot of damage to that 188 car. He got hit by Jacob Johnson. Been a crazy, crazy race. That 6 is hoping he can get past that 8 car. And if he can get a quick caution, he'll be on the tail end of the field. He has been fighting. Got to give him credit because he has been fighting to stay on the lead lap. He's been on the tail end of the field so many times this race. A lot of damaged cars. The 4 of Gary Harmon was really slow on that restart. See what happens next. Will we have any more crashes? I'm sure we will. Green flag back in the air. Simon Zarnato going to clear the 8 easily. Stephen Pollard, though, not so lucky. Look at the 7 of Tina Livingston now. Underneath of Stephen Pollard. And there's going to be a lot of carnage here, I think. Not a lot of cars left in this race, but Gary Harmon on the inside holding up so many cars here. Ron Jackson on the outside. He is going to fall back. The 50 of Cody Rhodes right behind all of this. Ooh, jeez. Going back up front here. Tina Livingston still second. Stephen Pollard still holding on to the race lead. Sarah Rocha has gotten past that 4 car, the damaged car of Gary Harmon. Tina Livingston now right beside the race leader. Now she's going to take the lead away from Stephen Pollard. Back of the field here. Look at all of this stuff happening back here. The 4 of Gary Harmon really slow on the track. Oh, they almost wrecked back there, but they still continue somehow. 14's now on the outside. She just made her way into the top 10. The 17 going to try to pass her. Look at Stephen Pollard back underneath of Tina Livingston. That is for second. The 91 of Logan Gentry gets out front. Logan Gentry now the race leader. Simon Zarnato is gone. He is on the lead lap, and he is trying to stay ahead of that 91 car. Back here in the back of the field, Gary Harmon, the 4, the 188 car, Racer X. In the back of the field, a lot of cars lose ground there. Tim Zimmer still far back in the field. Sarah Rocha losing a lot of position. Oh, she's back to 12th, I think. I thought she was losing a lot of positions. Maybe not. Up here, look at Tim Brannigan battling, trying to get past the 25 of Felix Boucher. I think we have so many cars out of the race now that we probably won't see another crash. I know I'm saying that way too soon. 40 laps to go still. Stephen Pollard trying to make the best of his day, trying to catch that 91 of Logan Gentry. He wants to have maximum points day and win this race. Simon Zarnato just wants another caution to happen because he would be on the race, or he'd be on the lead lap in this race. Look at Kagan Polshiner in the 90, the 18 and the 90 car there. Racing really close with each other. Jeremiah Dwayne there. The 14 back on the inside now. Tina Livingston falling back. Oh! Right in front of the points leader. Sean Howe, huge crash. That was right in front of the 14 car. Holy moly. Well, another caution flag. That's exactly what that 6 car wanted. He is now on the lead lap. I don't know why I'm trying to say race lap or race lead, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, caution flag again. Sean Howe was running pretty decent, had a good run going, and in the top 10, he ended up wrecking. Unfortunate for him. I don't think he has a lot of damage to that car. There's a lot, but I think he'll be able to get back in this race. The 6 was ahead of the leader under that caution, so he is now on the lead lap. See him catching up to the field. Anybody pitting? I don't think so. been a very wild race. Let's go ahead and let's watch the 38. What happened to him? Cesar Ramirez, a lot of damage to his car. He's on pit road. Sean Howe, he was running 4th place. 4th. And he got hit by Tim Brannigan. Oh, not a hard hit. Look at that, the 14 almost involved with that. Instead, Cesar Ramirez, Alex Bruno involved. Let's watch the 14 car. She has been in a lot of drama today. That could have taken her out of the race. If that would have, if she would have made contact with that 58, that would have probably taken them both out of the race, actually. Look at that amazing save! My gosh! I don't know how she is still in this race. The 91 Logan Gentry, the race leader. Stephen Pollard, 2nd. That 6 car now on the lead lap in 25th. 38 of Sean Howe goes 1 lap down. I think he is in this race, isn't he? I think Cesar Ramirez a lot of damage with that 37 car. Yeah, Sean Howe is in the race. That's great to see, but he is a lap down. So Logan Gentry, the race leader, has not won a race yet this season. Stephen Pollard in 2nd. He is ahead of the points leader, who is in 10th place. See Felix Boucher in 4th place, having a great day. Tim Brannigan, 5th. 6th, Brett Taylor, 8th place. Alexander Jones. A lot of the top drivers in points, up in the top 10. Robbie Bannister having a good run. Dawson Montenegro, the 43 car, he's in 13th. A run that he needs today. That's great for him. Tim Zimmer's managed to get up to 19th place. A lot of cars damaged and off the pace. It's been a very crazy race. Did not think we would see this much action, but it's been wild. So we saw in that last restart, Stephen Pollard, that number 80, could not get past the car that was on the inside line. He lost the lead, and then the 91 was able to take the lead away. However, they've got some pretty slower cars on the inside. Clint Spillman trying to get his lap back still. 5 cars are a lap down. Again, could be an interesting restart. I'm thinking it will be. When you have a lot of cars that are lapped down on the inside, especially when they're damaged, it creates a lot of chaos and a lot of high intense moments on the restarts of these races. You never know what's going to happen. You never know where the cars are going to go and if anyone's going to make any contact with them. And obviously, we've seen some pretty big wrecks. Depending on where the crash takes place, it could take a lot of cars with it. So Logan Gentry, the 91 car, trying to get his first win. A little over 30 laps to go in this race. And Logan going to lead the field to the green flag. He, I think, might get past that the 8 car. Stephen Pollard drops down low. He is going to try to get past the 8 car now. The 188, the 50, they're slower on the bottom. That 4 car very slow on the bottom. Oh, I think the 14 almost got turned around. Looking at some of the cars up here. Everybody running so close to each other. Up front, Stephen Pollard about a half a second away from the race leader. He's trying to get past that 8. 17 now underneath the 50, trying to take trying to get past that car. The 7, the 14, the 29, they are going to follow. 4 car Gary Harmon on the outside, slowing down some of these drivers on the outside. Pretty calm restart, actually. Oh, I say that, and I think they made some contact back here. but they continue to go without any issues. Very good to see. We have a new second place driver. That's the 20 of Yale Carrillo, but never mind. Here comes the 80 of Stephen Pollard back around him. The 25 of Felix Boucher is going to try to get up there in the third place. That 14, Sarah Rocha on the outside. She's going to lose positions to the 7 and the 29. I think that might be it. She should be able to turn down low and get below these drivers. Maybe not yet. She's on the outside. She's going to fall back to 10th place. Not a bad run for her, though. She probably should have been out of the race a couple times and was able to get past a lot of these drivers that have had issues or that have wrecked. 18 of Kagan Polscheider trying to get past the 38. The 38 down low. This might not be good. Oh, they're going to make contact again. Tim Zimmer on the outside. I think Tim just about needed a new pair of pants there. Almost involved in another crash. Both the 38 and the 45. That would have not been good for either driver. 38, Sean Howe is just a little bit slower. Oh, is there a caution? No, that was just from the previous lap. Logan Gentry, the 91, still the race leader. A lot of cars here. Still battling and still racing 2 and 3 wide. Trying to work around slower cars, lap traffic, and just other slower cars. Look at the 6 of Simon Zornato. He is gaining a lot of positions on this restart. The 6 of Simon Zornato up to 14. The points leader is in 10th, so he might not lose a lot of points to her today if he finishes behind her. See the 8 car now stacking up some of these drivers. Felix Boucher, 3rd place, trying to hold off Tim Brannigan, Yale Carrillo, and Brett Taylor. Stephen Pollard just right in front of him in 2nd. Logan Gentry is the race leader. Been a crazy race, a lot of action, a lot of drama. This has been an exciting race at Dover. Really thought it was going to be a pretty boring race. After seeing the qualifying race, it was a little different, I guess. But it's been pretty good. A lot of action, a lot of drama. And Yale Carrillo getting past the 32 of Brett Taylor. Yale is going to move up to 5th. Brett Taylor back to 6th. Here comes Tim Brannigan trying to take 3rd from Felix Boucher. Stephen Pollard is loving this. He is trying to catch that 91 car before the end of this race. The way it's looking, I don't know if we'll have another caution. Everyone is kind of just racing around each other, but they're not really, no one's really pushing the issue. I think a lot of cars are damaged now, and, well, look at the 14 trying to get past the 29. That's for 9th place. Kagan Polshiner are going to follow, going to try to take a top 10 position. Simon Zornato up to 12th. That 6 car came into this race 2nd in points. He is trailing that 14 car. 2 cars between those 2 drivers. Kagan Polshiner going to try to take a position now from Sarah Rocha. The 29 of Jacob Britt might be able to follow her as well, or might be able to follow him as well and pass her. Possibly. He has a decent run off of turn 2. He's going to get down low. That car back here, Simon Zornato, is loving this action in front of him. He sees that 14 car right in front of him. He wants to catch her. He wants to gain some points on the points leader. Meanwhile, up here, Tim Brannigan up to 3rd, trying to catch 2nd place, who is Stephen Pollard, right there. Logan Gentry, the race leader, has about a 2.5-second lead. Should we get a caution flag and another restart, that could change everything. Logan Gentry, though, right now, looking pretty good. Oh, no, is that a caution? I think that's a caution. It is. The pace car is on the track. Sean Howell, again, involved in a crash. So, never mind, we will have another restart. Everyone makes it around safely. So, this is going to change a lot. Sarah Rocha back to 11th, 12th, Simon Zornato. watching those two cars closely because they are first and second in points. After this race, the 80 car, the 25, the 32, the 17, or the 7, they might even be closer to the points lead than what they were entering this race. A lot of cars having issues. Remember that 74 of Logan York, who was a points contender, 40th position, out of the race early. Josh Hardiman, Skylar Rocha, 2 more cars that were in the points contention, out of the race. Who else? The 45 of Tim Zimmer, heavy damage on his car. He's back in 25th. We're not going to see any cars come down pit road, not this late, I guess. Yep. So Sean Howe, the 38 car, out of the race. 30 cars are left. Let's go back and see what happened to Sean. I didn't know there was a wreck. Jacob Johnson right behind him. 2 cars damaged, but Jacob tried to force the issue and right into Sean. Hard crash for Sean. That was a big impact. So heavy damage on that 38 car, and that will take him out of the race. A little over an hour into this race. Still have a lot of laps to go. Anything can happen here. Now, once we go back to green, if we have another caution and a restart, it's going to be single file. This restart's going to be double file. But if you have a restart within 10 laps to go of a race, in this game, it makes everybody restart single file. So if you have lap cars in front of you, that's very unfortunate. And if you have a clean racetrack like that 91, that is a good thing. But this restart, we will have a little more than 10 to go, so it will be double file. And of course, it's going to be crazy and wild again. 26 cars on the lead lap, 4 cars a lap down, and a lot of cars out of the race. This is definitely going to change the points. This race is going to have a lot, it's going to have a big impact on the points and how everybody, how close everyone is with each other. The 91 Logan Gentry, not in the top 32 in points, so that would be cool to see him win, get a victory, and I don't know if he would, he might be able to pass a good bit of cars in the point standings. I don't think it's not going to get him in the top 32, that's for sure. The 80 of Stephen Pollard, running in the top 5 in points, having a great day. Second place, trying to get the lead, trying to get the win. Tim Brannigan, 3rd place, en route to his best finish of the year if he can keep it up. He needs a good finish. He wants to gain points on a lot of drivers. The 25 Felix Boucher right behind him in 4th. Another driver in the top 10 in points, having a great day. The 32 of Brett Taylor as well. He's in the top 12 in points. I forget exactly what position he's in, but he is having a great day. So the 91, Logan Gentry, going to try to get past that 8 car of Clint Spillman. Clint, a lot of damage on his car. This race is almost starting to remind me like a short track race. We see so many cars damaged at the end of this race. Been a very, very crazy wreck-filled race. Have seen a lot of good racing. The 91 Logan Gentry going to lead them down for what might be the last restart of the day. It's going to be, I believe, the last double file restart of the day. Green flag in the air. So Logan Gentry going to get past the 8. Stephen Pollard might not be so lucky. Actually, he might be. I think he gets a good run off of turn 2. He is going to clear that 8 car. Clint Spillman. Felix Boucher now trying to get underneath of Tim Brannigan for 3rd. Tim's going to fall back to 4th. Back here, a lot of action. Gary Harmon holding up the 14 car. That is 11th place on back. Look at the 6, Simon Zornato. He's going to get past. He's going to fall back. He was right behind the points leader. I think the points leader might get past Gary. Yep, she does. So she now has some clean racetrack until she catches that 188 car. Meanwhile, back here, Gary Harmon on the outside, slowing these cars down. There's another crash. Gary Harmon, Ron Jackson hard into the wall, and he flips down the front stretch. Big crash for him and for Gary Harmon. Caution flag out. Everyone racing back to the line. That was a bad crash. So we will have another restart. Another restart in this race. It's going to be a single file restart though. Ron Jackson, heavy damage to his car. Same with Gary Harmon. That 6 of Simon Zornato, very aggressive, trying to get past that 4, and he spun him out and got a caution flag. He's back in 14th, that number 6 car is. 14 car, Sarah Rocha, the points leader, in 10th. Now this is what Stephen Pollard, Felix Boucher, and the 32 of Brett Taylor, that's what they want. Top 4 cars, well, everyone's single file, but these top 4 cars are right with each other. That 8 car, between the 32 and the 20, he is a lap down. So he might hold the 20 car and everyone else up. Tim Brannigan falling back from 3rd to 6th on that restart. Well, let's go back and see that crash. That was a hard hit for Ron Jackson. He is out of the race, and Gary Harmon is as well. So you see Simon Zornato not being patient, hit that 4, and bam! 32, the front of his car dug into the grass, and he barrel rolls then too. That was a hard crash. So we might have about 6 or 7 laps to go. This now could be the final restart of the race. The 4 and the 30 out of the race. 28 cars left. Been a crazy, crazy race. '91 of Logan Gentry has led a good bit of this race. He did not want to see this caution though, because now that 80 car right behind him. The 25 is there as well, the 32. One of these 4 cars could be the winner of this race. Stephen Pollard has possibly the best chance of getting past that 91 car, getting the race lead, and then winning this race. 14 car Sarah Roach going to try to gain as many positions as she can at the end of this race to kind of help her points chances, her points day. Like we said, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th car, and the 7th place car, 9th place car even, are up near the front. They're all in the top 12 in points. So 6 of the top 10 cars in the top 12 in points. Other cars not having a good day. Well, not really not having. The 14th place driver, Simon Zornato, having a decent day. He was way back in almost 30th place for the majority of the race, trying to get his lap back. Did get his lap back. He's now in 14th, so fell back a little bit there on that restart. The 91 now, Logan Gentry, has the 1 to go. So we're going to have 7 to go on this restart. Can Stephen Pollard or anybody else do anything with this 91 car? Logan Gentry, so close to his first win this season. Been pretty impressive in the qualifying races. He's had some pretty good runs as well in the main races. Great run today. So far the fastest lap is that 1 of Aiden O'File. Felix Boucher has the best lap out of the, well, actually no, the 32 of Brett Taylor has the fastest lap out of the drivers in the top 5. So here we go, the pace car going to drop down 7 laps to go this time by. 91 going to lead the field to the green. And the green flag back in the air. The 91 got a huge restart over that 80 car. Stephen Pollard losing a lot of ground early in this restart. Felix Boucher right behind Stephen. Here comes Brett Taylor. Brett Taylor with a good run. A lot of cars back here battling each other. I don't know, I didn't see half of the cars back here. Look at the 14, Sarah Rocha. She got passed. She's going to fall out of the top 10. That 6 car passes her. I thought we had a big crash or something on the restart because a big gap between that 15 and the 17 car. Stephen Pollard now closing in on the number 91 of Logan Gentry. This time by 5 laps to go. Logan Gentry so close to a win. Stephen Pollard as well. He wants to get a win. 5 more laps to go here. Brett Taylor in 3rd. Felix Boucher falls back to 4th. Tina Livingston up to 6th. Cake and Polshiner 7th. That 14 car, I don't know what happened with her, but she has fallen back. Well, she's behind the 50, who is a slower damaged car. Sarah Rocha back to 18. This might hand the lead over to Simon Zornato. Simon is in 11th place, but Sarah continuing to fall back. Tim Zimmer now even passing the 14 car. Watching her, making sure she doesn't get hit from behind or doesn't hit the 50. She does hit the 50. Cody Rhodes into the wall hard. And the caution flag back out. I think that might be the race. I believe it is. I think this race is going to end under caution. Logan Gentry might have just wrapped up his first victory. And if that's the case, Simon Zornato would finish 12th. Sarah Rocha back in 22nd. Tim Zimmer, 20th. Oh my. The 50 of Cody Rhodes was running in 28th. He was a lap down. And heavy damage to his car. That 14 car was really impatient. She, I guess, was irritated that she fell back. And, yep, we have 2 laps to go now. And this race will end under caution. So we're going to make sure nobody has mechanical issues. The 91 car does not want that to happen. Of course, that would be horrible for him. Points are going to be different after this race. The 74, Logan York, might be out of the points contention right now. The 14 might have lost her points lead. Well, while they're getting ready for the white flag, let's go back and look at the 50 of Cody Rhodes. See here, the 14 right behind him. And she was impatient. That 45 car got past her. The 6 was past her. And she just hit him. And she almost wrecked as well. Jacob Johnson almost involved. The 188 hit him. So the white flag getting ready to come out. Remember, this race is not over yet. Everyone has to make it back around for one more lap. We've seen the 1 car earlier this season lose a race under caution. Had a mechanical failure and he had to retire from the race. White flag in the air. I cannot believe this race. This has been a wild race from the very beginning to the very end. So Logan York, or not Logan York, my bad, Logan Gentry. Logan Gentry, that 91 car, half a lap away from winning his first race. Stephen Pollard in 2nd. He cannot be mad about his finish because he might be able to take the points lead. A lot of cars needed these finishes up here. Tim Brannigan 8th place. Alexander Jones 9th place after having some pretty bad wrecks and pretty bad finishes. Felix Boucher 4th. So Brett Taylor 3rd. A lot of cars, I think, are going to be close to the points leader. We will see what happens here. Logan Gentry going to come around and get the checkered flag here. See the checkered flag in the air. Logan Gentry is your official race winner. Now he's saying this car can explode or do whatever it wants because he has crossed the finish line. He is the race winner. Waiting for the last of the cars to get by, and they just get by, so the race is officially complete. Look at this. Logan Gentry, the winner. Stephen Pollard, Brett Taylor, Felix Boucher, second, third, and fourth. Yel Carrillo, fifth place. Another good run for him. Tina Livingston, sixth. Kagan Polshiner, I think that's his best finish yet. Seventh place. Tim Brannigan, eighth. Ninth, Alexander Jones. 10th, Hunter Blade. Look at Dawson Montenegro. He might be in the top 32 in points now with his finish. Simon Zarnato, second place in the points coming into this race. He is 12th. Jacob Britt, Gavin Jones, a pretty good finish for him. Hugo Jimenez, 15th. Alex Bruno, 16th. Darvish Jr., 17th. Not a bad finish. Pablo West, 18th. 19th. Cesar Ramirez. Tim Zimmer, 20th, finishing 2 positions ahead of Sarah Rocha. Axel Zero, 21st. And actually, if we would have had a couple more laps in this race, this would have been the green flag here. See the pace car, his lights are off, he's in pit road. Robbie Bannister, 24th, not a great run. Clint Spillman, lap down. And then you see, obviously, all these cars out of the race. Ron Jackson, Gary Harmon, Sean Howell, John Book, Benjamin Wallace, Aiden O'File, Ryan Benjamin, Skylar Rocha, Josh Hardiman, Damian Singletary, Sam Adoskin, Logan York, Bruce Zero, and Tyrell Resner, all out of the race. So let's check the points. Let's see how everybody lines up and stacks up after this. What happened with 97, Gavin Jones? He stopped on pit road. I don't know what happened there. He's now driving again. That was weird. But anyway, here are the points after this race. Stay tuned for the next few seconds. We'll show you how everyone is after this race. So the points after race 13, very interesting. Sarah Rocha still holding on to her points lead, only 3 points ahead of Simon Zarnato, who is second, and 69 points ahead of Felix Boucher in third. Stephen Pollard with his second place finish, he gains a position, and he is only 89 points out of the lead. Logan York with his early crash in 5th place in points. Brett Taylor up to 6th in points. Tim Zimmer lost a position, but he is 165 points back. Tina Livingston 8th. Alexander Jones 9th. Jacob Britt is 10th, and he gained 4 positions. Skylar falls out of the top 10. Tim gained a lot of positions, gained 6 positions. He's up to 12th. John Book lost some positions. Josh Hardiman further back in the points. So, very interesting race. Let's look at the bottom half of the field because this was an interesting race. Or an interesting turn of events for some drivers. I did not realize the 32nd place driver here, Rhiannon Pickett, she was not in the race. And her, I checked, her car was actually in the roster. So I don't know what happened there. But she was in the race, or she was in the roster, should have been in the race. So I don't know if maybe she had some mechanical failure at the beginning of the race, but she loses 3 positions. She's back in 32nd. Cesar Ramirez, he falls back to 31st. Clint Spillman, back here in 30th. Hugo Jimenez, he gains a couple positions, so he's off of that cutoff position. Same with Jacob Johnson. Rhiannon Pickett, though, only 37 points ahead of Dawson Montenegro, and Dawson still needs to qualify his way into the race. Interesting. Jeremiah Dwayne is how many points? He's about 100? I don't know. He's about 80 points back from Rhiannon Pickett. Gary Harmon is 120 points out of the top 32. CJ Williams fell back. Tim Hoffman fell back. Logan Gentry in 40th. He gained 3 positions. And I mean, he is far back. He has 838 points. He's almost 300 points away from the top 32. Like I said, he is just back here really just for fun. Him and Tyrell Resner have won races, same with Jeremiah Dwayne, and they're all outside of the top 32 in points. So, again, an interesting race. Tim Zimmer still has 100% of the laps completed. 3 points separates first and second. So I don't know what's going to happen next week at Pocono, but first and second stay the same. Logan York falling out of third place, and Felix Boucher, another good finish for him. He is now third. The most top 10s in the most top 10s in the entire season is Simon Zarnato with 7, and he has 1 win. Sarah Rocha only has 4 top 10s. She has 1 win. See, she actually only has 3 top 5 finishes, as like Simon Zarnato has 6, 4 for Felix Boucher. A lot of other drivers have about 3 or more, and they have more top 10s than her for the most part, but she's been consistently between 11th and 15th in a lot of races. And when she's not, the other drivers are wrecking. She does not have any DNFs. You see Simon Zarnato has 2, Felix Boucher has 1, Stephen Pollard does not have any, but he does not have a win. Logan York has 3 DNFs now. Brett Taylor has 2, Tim Zimmer none, Tina Livingston none, Alexander Jones, Jacob Britt, Skylar Rocha, Tim Brannigan, John Book, and basically everybody else now has DNFs. Only cars without DNFs, I think, this season. Actually, let's go down and look further. I just really like looking at some of these stats. The only drivers without a DNF this season, Sarah Rocha, Stephen Pollard, Tim Zimmer, and Tina Livingston. Those 4 drivers have not been in a crash. So very interesting stat I like to look at. We see different pole winners. Where's that at? None of the top 9 drivers have a pole. That's kind of an interesting thing. But I think we have 13 different pole winners. Now, next season, the shootout race only consists of pole winners. We're allowing up to 24 drivers in that. So if we don't have 24 different pole winners this season, what we're going to do, we're either going to take pole winners and fill the rest with race winners, or we're going to take pole winners from the main races and pole winners from the qualifying races and let them all race. This year we just let everyone that signed up in that qualifying, well, in the fun shootout race, but next season it's going to be a little different. So 13 races, been a very interesting season, to say the least. Damian Singletary has missed 1 race, and he is in 16th. Not a bad run for him. See what happens next week at Pocono. That is going to be an interesting track. Track position is definitely key there. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next race at Pocono. Have a great day.